Tell me about your reading year one.
I like reading because I like chapter books.
Can you tell me a bit more about the chapter books you like?
I like Rainbow Magic because there's lots of fairies and there's different stories you can collect with different fairies, and I've got a few of them, and they are nice, and it's always about some fairies sometimes get taken away and fairies sometimes get put in pots and fairies. Yeah, it's really nice.
You like reading about fairies?
Yeah.
That's what I've learned from you just now. So where do you read, Chelsea?
I read sometimes to my mum and dad, but we were downstairs.
Fantastic. And where do you get your books from?
I'm not really sure.
You're not sure. Are they at home books or school books, library?
Sometimes the school even gives you books, but some people on like high levels they choose their books, and some people don't. So it's really, so we do get to call in now, and the school does give chapter books. So we can read them too, but it's only on Wednesdays and Mondays and Wednesdays.
Okay.
Reading has been very different throughout from primary all the way to secondary, and I feel like in primary, especially in reception, reading was more free and it gave us a bit more freedom than right now. Because I remember when we were in reception, the Year Sixes used to help us with our reading, and we used to read Biff and Kipper books, and we really liked them because they made it more fun for us, like using an expressive voice and making us actually like the text. But when it came to year one, we were given books with different levels, and the level we were assigned to was the level books we were meant to read, and we couldn't read any other book except the level book. And I noticed that many people actually didn't like reading those books because they were assigned to us. We didn't have a choice of freedom of which books you wanted to read. And I feel like that's when reading seemed not as enthusiastic, and which is why I think people don't like reading now, because teachers tell us you have to read, but they don't really show us the fun side of reading. And some people only have certain privileges to read. For example, when you finished all the levels, you got to free reading, then you could read a book, but you had to read the specific type of book of the level to move up to go to free reading. And many people didn't like reading the books, so they sort of just stayed in that level, and it kind of lingered, and now they don't really like reading right now.
Well, I really enjoy reading, but it depends on what type of book it is. I don't really like fiction books for some reason, but I do enjoy non-fiction, but I prefer actual books than things like Kindle for some reason. I don't know why. I just really do not enjoy Kindles. I like reading, but I only like adventure books. I get bored of them easily if they're not exciting. I enjoy actual books instead of like a Kindle or something. I'm kind of the same as Ellie because I don't like books that just stay the kind of same way all the time because I find them boring. And I like mainly reading on books, but I can read Kindles, tablets, books, phones, anything.
I like this book because this is about a really destructive fighter called Nigel Benn, and they call him the Dark Destroyer because he's really quick and at hitting the opponent. And I like it because he when he was a kid he used to go around like to random people to fight them, and his dad didn't really care, but if he got like involved, if police got involved with something, like when he used to steal things, his dad will beat him.
Right, so where did you get that book from?
Works.
Did you go in and get it? So what interested you in getting this one?
Because my dad was talking to me about a book called Nigel Benn, and I saw a book, so I wanted to read about it because I knew it was about his lifestyle.
And how much have you read so far?
I'm like three quarters into chapter 2.
And you just mentioned some of the things you've read about him so far.
Yeah, and he met this guy in a like somewhere, and after he had a fight, they became really close friends, and like they treated each other better than their own brothers, and they had shared the same birthday in the bed and everything.
Thank you.
My mum used to read to me every night before I went to bed, and my dad, he used to like to read, not anymore, but he used to like to read and he sometimes read to me. But like, I think people stop reading because they have more important things to do. So nowadays, when you get home, you go on social media and like see what's going on like with like the social world more than go home and read a book, because reading a book is a lot more effort than looking at a screen. And I think it's all down to people being lazy and not wanting to actually read the book when they would rather like chat to their friends or like see what's going on.
What age did your parents stop reading to you?
When I was like 11, they read to me for quite a long time.
Oh,
My mum did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have fond memories of that?
Yeah, because like my mum would read to me, and like the books we got from our school, because we have like the green level, the yellow level, and I was reading it like at age 18 when I was in year 6, and my mum.
How did you know that? How did you know?
Because we did a test at my school, and they said I was reading it at level 8. I was reading at age 18 when I was in year 6. So my mum went out and got me some books, and she got me like these really old books, like The Hounds of Baskerville or something like that. And I didn't like them; they were really boring. So my mum got me other books, and like the books that she got me, they had like quizzes at the end. So it was more like me looking forward to doing the quizzes rather than the reading.
All right. Lee Michael, what about yourself?
At the moment, I'm reading a book called Steve Jobs, and it talks about like how his childhood, how he is through his childhood, and he meets lots of people along the way, and then that's how he brings the idea of making Apple.
Why are you reading about Steve Jobs and Apple? How did that book end up with you?
I just like reading about like successful people and how they became successful.
Did you go buy the book?
Yeah,
Where from?
from W.H. Smith.
Okay. On.
My dad used to read to me.
Every night?
Well, most nights, like, he used to read me the Mr. Men because, well, he used to read me on the weekends because I only went to my dad's house on, like, Friday, Saturday and Sunday.
And in the week, who would read to you?
Or, sometimes my mum, if she got home from work, like, early.
So it didn't always happen?
No, but that's when I was younger. I don't really read that much anymore.
Yeah. So, guys, why does reading matter?
So you can work your brain. So you can learn new stuff. So you can learn new words. Basically what she said.
Any other reasons?
I don't know. Because you like wood. Oh, because you like interesting facts.
Okay.
Because you like fiction or non-fiction. Yeah. Because you like cooking, because there's cooking books.
What about just reading for fun?
Reading for fun? There's no reason about that.
What do you mean? Do you read for fun, for pleasure?
Yeah.
Go on, tell us.
No. Sometimes I just read so I can bring it back to the library as quick as possible.
Why?
I don't know. I don't like the books. So you have no idea.
Okay. Okay, so I'm here with Lena and Abby, and we're just talking about ourselves as readers. So, Lena, over to you.
For the first question, it says, how would you describe yourself as a reader? And what kind of reader are you? I mean, I'm a bit of a slow reader, but I love reading, and it's quite interesting. And my habits have changed over the past few years, because when I was in primary, I would hate reading, because the teachers would make us read books, and I found it a bit boring. And they'd always select the books for us, But now, like, as we have our library and we can choose our own books, that's a lot better. Yep.
So I'd say that I'm kind of a reader who like reads every so often. Like I read every day on my phone, like texts, and like I always read the news, but like sometimes I'll have phases where I'll read a lot, but sometimes I'll like not want to read for a while.
When there are those phases where you read a lot, what kind of stuff are you reading, Abby?
I usually read I enjoy like mystery kind of books and stuff like that, and I usually read like before I go to sleep, because then
Wait, based on the idea of just talking about reading at home, what's reading like at your home, or what's it been like in your life at home? Are your parents readers? Are there books around?
I have a lot of books from when I was like younger and in my room, and I generally just like read on my own, like sometimes.
Do you remember your parents reading to you?
Yes.
Did that stop at a certain point?
That like stopped when I like probably like around like year 3 in primary, when I could like read on my own.
And how do you feel about that?
Well, it was kind of like nice, because then I was like more independent.
Did you miss it at all though? Did you miss somebody reading to you?
Not really, because like I can also, there's like audiobooks that you can listen to, which is kind of like that, and then you don't really have to read yourself.
Stephen, tell us a bit about yourself as a reader. What reading's been like in your life?
I haven't really read very many books. I just read stuff about football.
Say again about football.
Let's just read stuff about football.
Where?
I have an app on my phone.
What app is it?
It's called 90 Minutes.
90 Minutes? And what does it present you with? Articles about football?
Yeah, like transfers and stuff. That's
Okay. So you do a lot of reading about football, a topic you're interested in, yeah?
Not very many books.
And what?
Not very many books.
But not many books.
I like reading kind of like either like non-fictional or fictional books, but I kind of like enjoy reading YouTuber books like Gun Online or Username Evie, but like they like kind of relate to me because they're like diary entries and like blogs, and it's just kind of fun to read.
I started to read books like when I was like young age, 1 years old. No, not 1 year old, but year 1, and then like easy books, and then I started from easy books, and then when I got to like year 3, year 4, I started to read like longer pages books and more fiction books about like Hunger Games. I started in year 5, and then I finished it in year 6, and then like when I was young, I used to read. My dad used to read me books when I was like a young age, like in nursery.
Zane, do you remember? Was a lot of that reading experience? Was it pleasurable? Was it fun? Did you enjoy it when you were younger?
Yeah.
And how do you feel about reading now?
Now I read like the newspaper or read online, because I don't like reading like a book. Like a book, I like reading it on something, or like
on a device,
on a device
piece of technology.
App. Yeah.
So have you read a book recently on a phone or an app or?
Well, yeah, I'm just finishing Hunger Games Mocking Fight. I forgot the name of it. Mocking Day. I'm just finishing the end of it.
And how are you reading that on?
On tablet.
On tablet. And how often? So how often do you get your tablet out and read?
Like
Okay.
Like 3-4 times a week, something like
Where do you read?
before I sleep, and then put it away.
In bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to tell me a bit about your reading?
My reading is really good because I read lots and lots of books.
I quite like to read, but I'm also quite good at reading words. I'm sometimes really stuck on big words. And
What helps you to read those big words, Amishi?
I sometimes sound it out. Sometimes my teachers or my mum helps me.
Fantastic. Well done. VJ, what about you?
I like reading, especially scary books, like ones like Harry Potter and things. And even if there's so much pages, I try to read the whole book without getting tired.
Have you got a favourite book that you've read?
Yeah, the Spiderwick Chronicles.
Spiderwick Chronicles. Goodness me, can you tell me a bit about those?
In the Spiderwick Chronicles, it's like some people who find a book that said do not dare read, but then they accidentally read the book and goblins started coming everywhere.
Goodness me. And was that scary as well?
Yeah.
Sounds like it was. Dominic.
I like reading because it helps you to get smarter.
Can you tell me a bit more about that, Dominic?
So then you don't have to sound out the word. You can just say it.